Hello, my name is Ken Rosenthal. This is my week 2 personal presentation for our public speaking for the IT professional class. This week I chose my topic to be creating a secure password. We all obviously use computers for this class. Just want to ask you a couple of questions in regards to passwords that you use both for logging on to this class and also any other secure website that you may do business on, whether it's banking, online purchasing, Facebook, LinkedIn. What I want to ask you is, do you use the same password for every website? Is it a password that you think may be secure, but you're not real sure of? Is your password a commonly used one, such as the word password, or 12345, or let me in, or some variation of it? If you do use a password like that, I got some bad news for you. Typically, those are not secure passwords. According to Splash Data, which is a company that produces a program that manages and secures passwords, what's up on screen here are some of the most commonly used and compromised passwords of 2012. These are passwords such as the word password, obviously, or 1234556. You may have also used that same combination on your luggage. 1234567 ABC 123. You get the idea. These are real passwords that have been posted online by hackers who have broken into businesses, major banks, and hijacked, personal account information and have posted these passwords online. What can happen if you have an unsecure password? Obvious one is you open yourself up, both your personal information and also potentially your financial information to be compromised, because hackers and thieves look for easy targets, and they have sophisticated utilities that they use that they can install on people's computers to pull up, that can crack these kinds of things. You can crack your passwords and stuff. Within a corporate environment, not just your personal information can be compromised, but so can any data that is owned and maintained by the company, or any metadata. In addition, if your password is not secure enough, or if you have a habit of writing down your passwords and keeping them on a post-it note on your computer, that's a major violation of many companies' security policies, and multiple violations of those policies can include up to and including termination of employment, or in the event that company data has been compromised and it has been found that your credentials have involved, this legal action can be taken on you, which is never a good thing. As I mentioned, some examples of unsafe passwords, obviously just the word password or password 1, or even ASDF1234 are not what you want to use, or examples of what you do not want to use as a password. The reason why is they're easy to guess even without a password cracking application or utility. Many people use them, and they may even look within the your company's security parameters, but these are easily broken. An example of a safe password, as you can see I have up on screen, eat cake at 8 with an exclamation point, spaces in between the words. Win 7 pass with the capital W, the number 7, the capital P, the @ symbol, and the exclamation point. Or even good for the company, $999. These are examples of secure passwords because you're using more than one type of character. You're throwing in special characters as well, and even the length of the password makes it more difficult to crack. And typically, most social engineers and hackers, they look for easier targets. If you have any questions on whether or not a password that you want to use or are using is secure, I found a utility online called Password Meter. Very easy to get to. Just type in www.passwordmeter.com in your internet browser. And it's a very nice tool. What you do is you just type in what you want your password to be. And it will tell you how strong or weak it is. And it even shows you how they're basing their score off of. So let's say, for instance, I put in just the word password. On a score of 1% to 100%, this gets a score of 8%, which means it's a very weak password. Mainly because, although it meets the minimum number of characters, you're using only letters, it repeats some characters, it's all lowercase, there's no special characters, and that can hurt you because it's easily guessable, and it makes you a tempting target for a hack or social engineering to use your credentials to break in to either your own accounts or someone else's within the company information within a company. Now let's say if we use this password as an admin password at where I work on our local computer. This one, obviously, it gets a score of 100%. It gives it a complexity of very strong. There are some items within here that may be some warning flags, such as uses some repeat characters, consecutive lowercase characters, and consecutive numbers. But overall, the number of characters used, a combination of uppercase, lowercase, and special characters, and even the length of the password makes this password a very strong password and more secure. So, according to an article I found on CBS, using these simple tips can help you create a secure and safe password that's actually pretty easy to remember. Some of these are fairly obvious, such as use 8 or more characters, throw in uppercase, lowercase, numbers, spaces or underscores, and special characters. Do not use the same password for all websites or all information systems, because typically, if you do that, once an unsavory type has a password for one and username for one particular site, and you have it mentioned that it's for all, you're inviting trouble, even if your password is secure. And if you do have trouble remembering passwords, or you always require to write them down, go online to either Google or Bing and do a search for a password manager application. These applications organize and protect all your passwords. They're also fairly easy to update your passwords within these applications, and it makes things generally easier. So you really don't have an excuse for not using a password that is safe and secure. Also, like any password, every so often you should change it. Within many company environments, this is actually part of the IT security policy, and they have it in place where you typically are forced to change your password every either 90 days or 180 days or even sooner, depending on the company. And also, typically, when you create a new password, try to create it so it's different from any previous password. Again, this also falls along the lines of a requirement within for information security systems. And a typical policy is to never allow anyone to use or reuse their last 5 to 10 passwords or variations of those passwords, because mainly using similar passwords each time makes them easier to compromise, and that can be bad for you or your company. And this is also a fairly obvious one. Don't share your password with anyone unless you're asked by a representative of your company's IT department. Typically, outside of work, if you ever contact technical support in regards to a website that you're on, in regards to a login issue, they're never going to ask you for your password anyway. They're going to offer you a link or a website to go to where you can change your password based on security questions that you have set up. If you ever run into a situation where you are asked for a password for a particular system and you suspect that something fishy is going on, it's simple. Don't give them the password. This is a common trick for social engineers who want to get access to systems that they do not normally need to have access to, and it can lead to problems down the road. In conclusion, creating a secure, complex password that's easy to remember is actually easier than you may think, obviously. If you're not sure about a strength of your password, again, use something like passwordmeter.com to check the strength and weakness of it. Creating a secure password prevents your personal damage, and within your employment environment, your employer's data and data sources secure. Some tips, again, for creating a strong, secure password is obviously use a combination of letters, numbers, special characters, and spacing to make longer, more difficult passwords for people to guess and crack. It's actually fairly easy. It's nothing complicated about it. You don't need to make it any more complicated than it has to be. And again, do not use the same passwords or usernames that you use within your personal environment and also your employment-related systems. Keep everything separate. And again, if you have trouble remembering a password or usernames, there are available applications that manage and protect your passwords that you can use. I thank you my name is Ken Rosenthal. I thank you for your time and listening to my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me within the University of Phoenix forums, or if you have any comments about this presentation, feel free to leave a comment within our classroom forums. And again, my name is Ken Rosenthal, and I thank you for your time.